Welcome to the first edition of the historic matchup series here in MLB The Show 20. This is the 2009 Red Sox versus the 2009 Dodgers. We flash you back 11 years for the first ever edition of the historic matchup series. It's Josh Beckett versus Brad Penny. It's going to be a great one tonight. And as we said, it is Brad Penny on the mound for the Dodgers. 6'4", 230. Last year in 2008, he had a 6-9 record with a 6.27 ERA. Not really his best season, but he's had other successful seasons, and he's done somewhat well during his time in the American League. So we'll see if he can rebound here against Boston tonight. His first batter will be Jacoby Ellsbury, the fast center fielder known for sometimes dropping the bunt and stealing a lot of bases. The first pitch is going to be just a little bit low, and it's 1-0.
First pitch, 7 o'clock.
The 1-0 on its way, and that is a little blooper in the left center field. That will be a base hit, possibly more for Ellsbury. It hits off the 375 sign, and Ellsbury will stay put at second base with a leadoff double. Here's Julio Lugo now for the Red Sox, the number 2 batter. With Ellsbury already on second, they don't have to worry too much, maybe about scoring, because they still have 3 outs left in the inning. Nobody out for the Red Sox, and they already have a runner in scoring position. Great way to start the game for Boston. That's a line drive foul into the seats down the first base line. The 1-1. That one's another one hit down right field line, and that will also slice foul. So count is now 1-2 for Julio Lugo. Curveball hit well in the left field. That will fall in between Furcal and Ramirez. Ellsbury holds at second, so now runners on first and second. You could see a double steal here because Lugo and Ellsbury are both fast runners. And with David Ortiz at the plate, I'm sure that he would like to maybe have 2 runners in scoring position rather than just 1. Fastball up high, 1-0. And a curveball dipping below the zone, 2-0. That one's a strike right down the middle. On 2-0, it's not really common for hitters like this to swing. So not really too surprising or out of the ordinary that Ortiz took the pitch there. Hit well out towards left center field. Juan Pierre will camp under it. The question is, will Ellsbury tag? He will. Furcal cuts it off, and there will be no throw to third. So now with 1 away, there will be runners on the corners for Mike Lowell. Here is your Red Sox starting order. As we mentioned, Mike Lowell in the cleanup position. J.D. Drew 5th, Dustin Pedroia 6th, Jason Varitek in the 7th spot, and Willie Mo Pena batting 8th and playing left field, and your pitcher, Josh Beckett. Here is Mike Lowell at the plate, as we mentioned, the third baseman. Last year in 08, batted .274 with 17 home runs and 73 RBIs. Our home plate umpire for tonight is Carl Dixon, with Eric Summersgill at first, Freddie Ferguson at second, and Joe McDonald over at third. The 1-0 on the way to Lowell, and that will be a curveball dropping into the zone, 1-1. And they'll throw back to first, nothing going on there. And that one's hit down to first. They throw to second for 1 on the first. A double play. A 3-6-3 double play. You don't see that every day. But the Red Sox get 2 hits and get no runs for it. The Dodgers will now get their first chance to bat here in the bottom of the first. Josh Beckett now pitching for the Red Sox. He is starting tonight's game not really in the greatest of light, just as Brad Penny wasn't either. A 4.03 ERA and a 12-10 record in 2008. Now the question is, He's got a lot of velocity on his fastballs, and he's got great break on the curveballs, just like Brad Penny does. And we could see something along the lines of a pitcher's duel here in tonight's ball game. But leading off is Juan Pierre, one of the fastest base runners in the game. He could lay down a bunt at any point and would have a very good chance of getting on first. And remember, Juan Pierre isn't even one of the younger players on the team. He's 30 years old. There's a lot of guys who are younger but just don't have the speed, like Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier, Russell Martin, and James Loney. They are all younger than Juan Pierre, and Blake DeWitt is 8 years younger than Juan Pierre, but he still outruns them all. And it's now 3-1 to Pierre. Rafael Furcal on deck for LA. Inside on the changeup, and that is ball 4 to Juan Pierre. He will get on first now as the leadoff batter for the Dodgers. And now Rafael Furcal stepping in. The shortstop for LA didn't really do too well in 2008, perhaps, because he only played in 36 games before his season ended early due to a major injury. So, I mean, he did do well statistically, with a .357 average in his 36 games, but a season-ending injury early in the season ended his hopes, as that ball was caught very quickly by David Ortiz. Pierre was able to scramble back to first in time to avoid any double play. Now there's one away. It's time to look at the Dodgers lineup. As we said, Juan Pierre and Rafael Furcal, and Rafi, he's done pretty well, and he just lined out the first base there, but also Manny Ramirez, Matt Kemp, Jeff Kent, Nomar Garciaparra, Marlon Anderson at third, Russell Martin at catcher in the number 8 spot, and Brad Penny, your pitcher, rounding out the order in ninth. Here is Manny Ramirez in his first year with LA, in his first full season. He played 53 games with the Dodgers in 2008, but now entering his first full season in Dodgers red, white, and blue. Now that is a strike, making it 0-1. And there's Mike Krzyzewski on third base, giving some signs to Ramirez, and maybe also giving some signs to Rafael Furcal, Juan Pierre on first base, giving him some pointers, maybe if to steal. That's a foul ball and a late swing from Ramirez, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 on its way, and it is a swing, another late swing from Ramirez. Count remains against Ramirez's favor, 0-2. Foul ball once again from Ramirez, 0-2. Ground ball towards second. This could be a double play. On to first, it is a double play. So the Dodgers' offensive hopes do end prematurely thanks to a double play. We go to the top of the second here at Dodger Stadium. Here is J.D. Drew batting for the Red Sox.
Number 7.
J.D. before this season was a member of the St. Louis Cardinals and also with the Philadelphia Phillies, as that's a fly ball to center field. This is, as we said, his first season with Boston. Let's take a look at the Dodgers defense. As you can see here, you have Juan Pierre playing center. But a little bit interesting seeing Nomar Garciaparra taking first. You might expect Marlon Anderson to take first, but it looks like it's going to be Nomar playing that position today. He's already done pretty well. He did a nice rebound on a scoop to finish a double play in the first, but nothing else really to show for it so far. Here's Dustin Pedroia, the second baseman for Boston. Quickly behind in the count for Brad Penny. He's got a rebound here. The 1-0 is also going to be out of the zone. Quickly 2-0 to Pedroia. The 2-0 on its way is going to finally be a strike. It's going to just hang in there in the top half of the zone, and it's now 2-1. Penny goes into the windup, kicks and deals. That's a foul ball, 2-2. That's going to be a line drive to short, but Rafael Furcal makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Now here's the famous catcher, Jason Varitek, making his first plate appearance, and I say famous because he's almost sort of known for that wonky batting stance that he uses at the plate, and I mean, you can't blame him. You know, everybody's got their unique stance. Jeff Bagwell was known for basically squatting at the plate for how low he was to the ground. That's a high fly ball deep to right field. Forget about it. This ball is long gone. It's a solo home run for Jason Varitek, and the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead here in the second inning. We were just talking about unique batting stances. Well, that time it worked in the favor of Varitek as he sends a long ball into the seats to make it 1-0 Boston. Let's take a look at the replay here. You can see Brad Penny giving him a fastball right in his wheelhouse. Taking a look at show track, 111 miles per hour off the bat, 29-degree launch angle. And where does it land? Well, it doesn't land in the seats. It lands in the Dodger bullpen, 426 feet, your projected distance. There's Jason Varitek's solo home run, thanks to show track. And now Boston is up in a 1-0 lead here in the second inning as Willie Mopena is now the batter. He takes the first pitch for a strike via the curveball, and it's 0-1. That's another curveball, this time not having the same fate as it goes outside of the zone. It's 1-1. Mopena, the native of the Dutch territory in the Caribbean known as Curacao. One of the good power hitters in the Red Sox lineup. The Red Sox do have a lot of talent when it comes to power bats, but they haven't really been able to show for it too much besides Varitek's solo home run. But at the same time, it's still their first cycle around the order, so you don't have to worry too much. Pena down swinging, but Jason Varitek launches a home run 426 feet into the Dodger LA night. It's 1-0 Red Sox going to the bottom of the second. Here is Matt Kemp, the cleanup batter for LA, as the Dodgers did only bring up the minimum in the bottom of the first, with Juan Pierre getting walked, followed by Rafael Furcal lining out, and then a double play from the number 3 batter, Manny Ramirez. So they did only face 3 batters in the first. And Matt Kemp flailing at a fastball outside there, and now it's 0-2. The 0-2 on its way, and Kemp misses a fastball low. I mean, he still took it, but still, 1-2. And that's a swing and a miss. So Kemp goes down pretty unceremoniously on that at-bat, and there's 1 away. Now it's Jeff Kent, the former San Francisco Giant, and man, what a veteran in Major League Baseball. Been playing since 1992 in his 17th season of competition. Here in 2009, he takes that cutter for a strike, 0-1, to start his first at-bat of the evening. That'll be a chopper foul the other way, and it's 0-2. Back-to-back at-bats for Josh Beckett, where he's gotten the other man into an 0-2 count. And he fouls it off again, so Kent able to stay alive here in his first at-bat of the night. But Beckett doing really well, just 18 pitches through the first 4 and maybe 4 or 5 batters. That one once again goes foul, this time into the first base dugout. The 0-2 once more. That's a swing and a miss. So Kent down on strikes, and Josh Beckett picks up another strikeout. There's 2 away. And now it'll be the former Boston Red Sox player, definitely a renowned name in the city of Boston, Nomar Garciaparra. Just like how Manny Ramirez is a known figure in the city of Boston, Nomar Garciaparra is no different. Definitely one of the key figures in helping the Red Sox win the World Series in 2004. Maybe not so much in 2007, but regardless, these two guys were very popular in Boston, even though they did go their separate ways. Eventually, whether it was free agency or trades or, waivers, whatever you want to call it, if these guys ever get back to Fenway Park in a different uniform, they will definitely receive a standing ovation from the Boston crowd. So Nomar grounds out to the pitcher to retire to side. It's 1-0 Boston here going to the third. Leading off in the top of the third is the pitcher Josh Beckett. Here in a 1-0 ball game as Brad Penny, currently on the losing end of his pitching performance right now. Josh Beckett has not allowed a hit through the first 2 innings of the ball game, so he's right now gotten the upper hand, but still it's early, so you can't really decipher anything this early in the ball game and take anything, or I should say take any opinion with anything more than a grain of salt. But now it's 1-2 to the Red Sox pitcher Josh Beckett. 1-2 fouled off. I would say that even though he is in the American League and doesn't bat too often, except for when he's in NL ballparks, he does have some hitting experience with his days as a Florida Marlin back before he went to Boston. He actually won the World Series with the Marlins in 2003, which was their second championship. And the funny thing about the Marlins, they have 2 World Series championships, but not once have they ever won the division ever since they were founded in 1993. Beckett down on strikes, there's one away. But Beckett helped the Marlins win in 2003. He pitched in the last game of that World Series against New York. That eventually gave Florida, known as the Florida Marlins at the time. That's a high fly ball in the right center field. Will Kemp be able to catch this one? He will. And that will be the second out of the inning as Jacoby Ellsbury quickly flies out to the right fielder Kemp. So now here's Julio Lugo. He had a single in the first. A little bloop single between short and left. And the first pitch is very well high out of the zone, and it's 1-0. 95 on that fastball from Brad Penny, but nothing to show for it. You have to have a mix in baseball, velocity and accuracy. As that will be a line out, a can of corn to Manny Ramirez. We go to the bottom of the third. Red Sox still up 1-0, and the Dodgers looking for their first hit of the afternoon. Here is Marlon Anderson at the plate, the third baseman.
Marlon Anderson.
That's a pop-up over the infield. Ortiz will camp under it and make the catch. 1 away. So here is Russell Martin now, batting for the Dodgers with 1 away here in the bottom of the third, as the Red Sox have surrendered a base runner. That was a walk to Juan Pierre to lead off the bottom of the first. However, other than that, there have been no other base runners, and as we've mentioned before, no hits to this point for the Dodgers. Quickly 2-0 to the catcher Russell Martin. And that's also inside. 3-0. The pitcher Brad Penny will be on deck. So if this is a 4-pitch walk to Russell Martin, you would suspect that Penny would give a sacrifice bunt. Now that fastball gets laid in there and it's 3-1. That's a line drive foul, so Russell Martin, not sure whether it's the best choice of swings or the best plate discipline, but he's worked the count from 3-0 to 3-2, but now, thanks to a lucky off-speed pitch missing the zone, he gets to first base on a base on balls. Here's Brad Penny. Don't be surprised if he lays down a sacrifice bunt here with a runner on first and him being a pitcher. That's exactly what will happen, but the fastball does miss the zone outside. It's 1-0, so Brad Penny not given the proper opportunity just yet to lay down the bunt. They throw over to first to check on Martin. Nothing going on there. The 1-0 on its way. Penny drops it down towards first. That was a very interesting play, and we saw a fake throw from David Ortiz. The scorer's decision will be a sacrifice 3 unassisted, as Brad Penny did lay down the bunt, and Ortiz looked like he was going to throw to second, but he changed his mind, or he was just being deceptive with the pitcher and decided to tag out Brad Penny instead. So with 2 away, we have a runner in scoring position, and Juan Pierre at the plate will be able to tie this ball game up for the Dodgers. As, you know, you can't lay down another sacrifice bunt with Pierre since there's 2 outs. And the 1-0 is going to be blooped out to center field. Will Ellsbury catch it? He will not. Russell Martin rounding third, headed to the plate. He is safe. The Dodgers have tied the game at 1. And Juan Pierre, with his impressive base running, now gets into second base. I wonder if they're going to score that as a single or a double, but that was a little blooper out to center field, and Pierre just decided, you know what, I'm going to go to second base as well. Didn't even slide until the last second. Gotta love it. But the Dodgers have tied the game at 1 here against Boston in the bottom of the 3rd. That ball is up high to Furcal, and it's 1-0. That's a little grounder foul. 1-1. 37 pitches for Josh Beckett so far in 2 2/3 innings. And 1 run surrendered to this point. That's a little blooper out to right field. That will fall. Here comes Pierre, and the Dodgers take the lead. Rafael Furcal with a little bloop single down the right field line. It's now 2-1 LA. Here is Manny Ramirez at the plate now, trying to get some revenge against Beckett. Ramirez grounded into a double play in the first. Luckily, he does have 2 outs in the inning, so he, I guess, physically cannot ground into a double play. But the 1-0 on the way, and it's high, 2-0. And it's quickly 3-0 to Manny Ramirez. There's a good chance he could just walk on 4 pitches and get Matt Kemp up. That will be a strike, though, right down the middle. So no 4-pitch walk this time. It's 3-1. Throw back to first. Nothing doing there. .3-1 on the way. That ball is cranked out to left center field. That will fall. Furcal headed to third. Ramirez will go to second. The throw in, not in time. Manny Ramirez with great base running to get himself to second on a very risky double. That worked for Manny really well there. Now Furcal did not score, but there will be 2 runners in scoring position for the Dodgers here for Matt Kemp. That ball just hits the corner of the strike zone, and it's 0-1 to Kemp. Matt Kemp, just 23 years old, made his debut in 2006. And that ball just misses off the plate. A cut fastball there, 1-1. That's a little blooper there, 1-2. Whoa, curveball pretty far outside of the zone. Not even really a challenge for Matt Kemp to take that one. It's 2-2. And that is a swing and a miss. So Kemp goes down on strikes and strands two base runners in scoring position. But the Dodgers do take a 2-1 lead over Boston. We go to the 4th. Here is David Ortiz now. He flew out in the first inning.
The first baseman, David
So he will get his second at-bat this evening with the Red Sox down 1. That's a foul ball, 0-1. Curveball hit well, but caught by the shortstop Rafael Furcal, as Ortiz is pretty frustrated with himself there, but he was just another victim of the left-handed shift, where you have 3 infielders on the right side of second and only 1 on the left side. The opposite can be said for the less-known right-handed shift and the less-used right-handed shift, where you have 3 infielders on the left side and 1 on the right. But the right-handed shift has been shown to be less effective and also less needed because left-handed batters are not as common as righties in baseball. It's just kind of always been that way. A line drive into center field, a base hit for Mike Lowell, so now they will have a base runner here in the 4th. David Ortiz almost got a single, but if it weren't for that shift, he probably would be on second now, and Mike Lowell would be on first, but instead, the Red Sox have 1 away and a runner on with J.D. Drew at the plate. That ball just misses below the zone, 1-0. The 1-0 from Penny to Drew is going to be a foul ball on the fastball. Kind of got a little bit jammed up there, 1-1. That is a ground ball. Once again, foul, 1-2. Another ground ball, not entering fair territory at any point. Still remaining 1-2 to J.D. Drew with 1 away. And foul tipped into Russell Martin's glove. That will count as a strikeout for Brad Penny. 2 away. And here's Dustin Pedroia. He was the victim of a line out in the second. Maybe looking to get the better of Penny this time. With that runner on, he could move him in the scoring position if he does well enough. And that was a deep drive, but that was well foul down the left field line. So the count is 0-1 to Pedroia. That's going to be right to the second baseman. So 2 lineouts and 2 at-bats for Dustin Pedroia. The Red Sox leave a runner on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 5, 6, and 7 due up for LA. So here in Dodger Stadium, it is 2-1 with the Dodgers in front. The Red Sox took a 1-0 lead after Jason Varitek hit a home run. However, following I believe a double from Manny Ramirez and a single from Rafael Furcal, Dodgers took a 2-1 lead, and they haven't given it back since, as Jeff Kent is up here in the bottom of the 4th. Jeff Kent has a swing and a miss on the 0-1, and now it's 0-2. Second at-bat today for Kent, and both at-bats have involved an 0-2 count at some point. Now, I believe Kent didn't really get the better of him that time, or I should say last time.
I got the count 1-2.
And that is a swing and a miss. Count is 1-2. And did he go around? No, he did not go around. It's 2-2. That's a ground ball to third. The throw is just barely in time. David Ortiz with a great defensive play at first, and now there's 1 away. It's time for your tops pitch speed comparison. For the fastball, we've seen Josh Beckett throw a 97 and Brad Penny at 96. Both of these guys, they have a lot of velocity, but maybe they don't have too much control, since we have seen a lot of base on balls in this one. That's a ground ball foul to start the at-bat for Nomar Garciaparra. And it's 0-1. That ball is in the dirt. Now the 1-1 on the way is a curveball that pops out of the zone. And that wall is going to hit off of David Ortiz's glove. Throw to first in time. Josh Beckett records the out. An acrobatic defensive play by David Ortiz, and now there's 2 away. So here is Marlon Anderson. He popped out in the 3rd inning. And that'll be 1-0. And that's a swing and a miss. So 1-1 to Anderson. And a foul tip into Varitek's glove, and it's 1-2. Now 2-2 to Anderson, trying to protect the plate. And he does not do so, as he takes a strike 3 on the outside half of the plate, and that retires the side. We go to the 5th here in Dodger Stadium. 2-1, Dodgers in front. And as we are about to turn over to the Red Sox side of the order, it's definitely important to note out how, even though the Red Sox did take a 1-0 lead, they gave it up and they really haven't done much to take it back. Haven't had much base runners, haven't had much base running competitiveness on the bases after Jason Varitek hit that home run in the 2nd inning. Not really much to show for it. And with Jason Varitek leading off here in the top of the 5th, you have to wonder, will he be able to strike again? It seems like the Brad Penny fastball seems to be the perfect formula for Jason Varitek to go yard, but who knows if he'll end up doing that or if he'll go with some sort of different formula, as that pitch from Brad Penny was number 50 on the night. Of course, with the game still at its halfway point. Oh, that ball is down the right field line. That ball is off the wall. Varitek heads for second. He will get in there with a stand-up double. Jason Varitek being really the only core piece of offense for the Red Sox tonight. He had a home run in the 2nd. Now he's got a double in the 5th. Really a great night for Varitek. 2 for 2 here in the 5th inning. So now it is Willie Mo Pena batting ace, and he check swings, but it will be a strike regardless. 0-1. The 0-1 on the way. That ball will miss low. 1-1. One and 2 now to Willie Mo. Fouled off once again. Curveball just off the corner of the plate. It might have even been in the zone, but Carl Nixon said otherwise, and it's 2-2. And now 3-2. Brad Penny definitely having some control issues, but if he can essentially dominate against Beckett, then that would be better. Ground ball to second, so it does move the runner over, and it does get an out as Mo Pena doesn't reach base, but now it's Josh Beckett. And now that you have the runner on third and 1 out, you can't really advance the runner on a sacrifice bunt. So Beckett would need to either get lucky on a wild pitch or get a base hit himself, do some of his own work, and tie the game for the Red Sox. Beckett has 2 career home runs, both with the Miami Marlins, one in 2003 and one in 2005. .2-0 on the way to Beckett. That's a swing and a miss. 2-1 now. Two and 1. And that ball is hit down the left field line. You don't really expect an American League pitcher to hit that well. Even if it is a foul ball, that would have been a single if it was fair, could have tied the game. That's a ground ball towards second. They throw to first. That will tie the game. It's an RBI ground out from the pitcher, Josh Beckett, and the Red Sox have tied the game at 2. Veritek scores from third. So now we go back to the top of the order with Jacoby Ellsbury, 1 for 2 in the ballgame. He had a leadoff double in the first. And that's really been, that was the start of the Red Sox offense, and as we saw Veritek hit the home run in the second. And Veritek scored on the RBI groundout. So that essentially clears the bases. Nobody on, and an 0-2 count against Ellsbury with 2 away. That is outside, 1-2. That's a foul ball. Ellsbury goes down on one knee. 25 balls, 42 strikes. 67 total pitches for Brad Penny. The 1-2. Strike 3. So for a man who's thrown 63% strikes this evening, he's been doing pretty good, but this game is tied going to the bottom of the 5th. Here is Russell Martin at the plate. He has a walk and a run scored in this ball game. Martin trying to get some offensive firepower for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 5th, now that we're all back to square one with a tie game at 2 in the bottom of the 5th. J.D. Drew, however, caught that ball on a line on the first pitch, that is. 1 pitch, 1 out for Martin now, and the Dodgers in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Brad Penny with nobody on, no need to bunch, no need to really swing much. Just hope that the count gets in your favor and you could get a base on balls, or if you get lucky, could get a base hit up the middle. Although that is a strike and it's 1-1. And that is another strike, 1-2. That's a swing and a miss. So Brad Penny down on strikes, and there's 2 away in the 5th. I just have a feeling this is not going to be an eventful inning for the Dodgers, or either side for that matter. As even though I changed my mind. I thought it was going to be a quick 1-2-3 inning, but I've been proven wrong. Juan Pierre bloops a single in the right, and the Dodgers keep their offensive hopes alive here in the bottom of the 5th as Rafael Furcal now steps in. Pitch number 70 for Josh Beckett will be a curveball in the zone, 0-1. Furcal 1 for 2 in the ball game with a single and the game tying, or I should say the go-ahead single in the bottom of the 3rd. And that ball misses high, 1-1. That's a little blooper. Once again, foul, 1-2. One, two once more, and that is up high, 2-2. That's hit down the left field line. That ball will be trailing, and what a catch! Willie Mo Pena up against the fence, making the catch in foul ground, and that will retire the side. We go to the 6th here in Dodger Stadium, all tied up at 2. Here is Julio Lugo. He also had a single in the first, along with Jacoby Ellsbury. Now, they didn't score because of that. They left 2 runners on in the first. But the first pitch is going to be a strike, 0-1 to Lugo. That's another swing and a miss. Not a great start to the inning for the Red Sox. It's quickly 0-2, as that was pitch number 70 for Brad Penny. That one was way outside. I think he tried to throw it out as hard as he could, but he just didn't hit the mark at all. The 1-2 on the way. It is fouled off. The 1-2 on the way. in the dirt. Got him swinging there. Throw over in time. And there's one away. Here's David Ortiz. He has not had the best of luck this evening so far. In 2 at-bats, a fly out and a line out. That's a swing and a miss. 0-2. Excuse me, 0-1. 0-2 is what Lugo was on. And he check swung, but he didn't go around, the umpire says, and it's 1-1. Looked pretty obvious from the naked eye that that was not a complete swing, so he is off the hook there. And now it's 2-1. Brad Penny later in the ballgame showing some control issues. And that's another strike there, 2-2. Brad Penny trying to sort of settle himself down and make sure he doesn't give up any crucial mistakes, because in a tie game, even though there's 2 runs on the board apiece, you have to act like it's a 0-0 game. And you also always have to act like it's the last inning. Like, yeah, you know, it won't be the end of the world if you give up a run, but you never know if you're going to have another chance to make up that run during the game. And even if there are mathematical chances, there's no guarantee that there's going to be an actual, like, probable chance or practical chance, whatever you want to call it. The 9th pitch of the at-bat for Penny versus Ortiz is going to be strike 3 called on the inside corner. Ortiz was headed down the first base, but I think he celebrated a little bit too prematurely. Dodgers have a righty and a lefty warming up in the bullpen, as they will now have to face Mike Lowell here with 2 away in the top of the 6th. Check swing. Lowell did not go around. 0-1. That'll be a ground ball back up the middle for Cal. Makes the play, rebounds, and does not throw in time. They will score that as a base hit. You can see here, that's Jeff Kent making the throw, and just really bang play, but not quite in time. So now J.D. Drew is at the plate. First pitch to him is going to be up and away, 1-0. Drew's been doing somewhat well defensively, making a few good catches out there. Nothing too notable, though, as that is a fastball in the outside corner of the plate, 1-1. 86 pitches for Brad Penny. That could explain why he's been having some control issues. He was doing a lot better earlier in the game, but not so much better that it was extremely noticeable. It's really only been in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings that you've been able to start to see a fade in his control. And even when he's not hitting the strike zone, very few times is it by so much that you think, whoa, what the heck was he thinking when he threw that baseball? But it's 3-1 to J.D. Drew. And the pitch is going to be on the outside half of the plate. 3-2, that is a strike. Full count on the way to J.D. Ground ball to second. Kent is there. He throws to first in time. And the Dodgers get out unscathed. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We are all knotted up at 2. Here is Manny Ramirez. He had a double in the 3rd, moving Rafael Furcal to 3rd, but did not warrant any RBIs. So with the Red Sox and Dodgers tied up at 2 here in the bottom of the 6th, it makes you wonder what could be happening, what is possible here later in this ball game. You never really know, if we're being honest with ourselves here. You never really know. That's a line drive in the left field for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Manny Ramirez in the bottom of the 6th puts the Dodgers in a somewhat good position to maybe score here. But now here's Matt Kemp. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. 2 strikeouts in the ballgame for Matt Kemp. That ball's hit well, out to right field. Drew is there, he makes the catch. Ramirez heads back to first, one away. So now it's Jeff Kent at the plate for LA here in the bottom of the sixth. And that's a strike, 1-1 on the inside corner for Kent. And that's a little bit low, so the curveball now makes it 3-2. Nomar Garcia-Parra waits on deck. If Kent grounds into a double play, he won't appear this inning. That's exactly what he might do. 5, 4, 3 double play. So Jeff Kent grounds into an inning-ending double play. Garcia-Parra will have to wait until next inning to get his chance to bat. Like we said, 2-2 here in the bottom of the sixth from Dodger Stadium. New pitcher for the LA Dodgers, it's Rudy Cienez. 5'10", 185 pounds. Last year in 2008, didn't make any appearances for the Dodgers, so he's sort of being treated as a rookie here. That is a strike, 0-1 to Dustin Pedroia. And that is a ball up high, 1-1. There is Manny Del Carmen warming up in the bullpen for the Red Sox. That's a little blooper out towards right field. It will fall foul. So as a correction, Rudy Cienez actually made his debut in 1989 with Cleveland. Played there until 1991. He played from the Dodgers from 94 to 95. And then was traded to the Dodgers in 2007. That's a little blooper that will be caught by Jeff Kent. And there's one away. Here is Jason Varitek. Been most of the offense for the Red Sox this evening. He's had a home run, a double, an RBI, and both of the runs scored. Because Josh Beckett, who produced an RBI groundout in the top of the fifth, brought home Mr. Jason Varitek as the runner. But it's 1-0 to the catcher Varitek. That's a swing and a miss. A late swing from Varitek. Now you can see there is Mark Hendrickson warming up in the bullpen. And that's a swing and a miss. 1-2. And that's a swing and a miss. So Varitek down on strikes, and there's now 2 away. Nice pitch from Rudy Cienez there to get him down. The question is, will he be able to get down Willie Mo Pena here in the top of the 7th? First pitch. Fastball right down Broadway, but Pena does not offer at it, and it's 0-1. And a swing and a miss on a beautiful slider there. 0-2. That was a great breaking ball there from Cienez. The 0-2 on its way, and another great breaking ball, and another embarrassing swing and a miss. It's stretch time here at Dodger Stadium, all tied up at 2. Here is Nomar Garcia-Parra, as Manny Del Carmen and Mike Timlin, two right-handers, are in the bullpen for the Red Sox. As Josh Beckett still on the mound here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch on its way is going to be outside, 1-0. There's Del Carmen and Timlin. Del Carmen on your left, Timlin on your right. But with Nomar Garcia-Parra, he was supposed to bat in the bottom of the 6th, but because Jeff Kent grounded into a inning-ending double play, that did not happen. But now the count is 1-1 to Garcia-Parra, who is responsible for setting up a Dodgers sort of a revival of life, as they haven't scored any runs since the 3rd inning, and there's been no runs scored by either team since the 5th. So in a relatively low-scoring game for 2009 baseball standards, it's been pretty interesting. That will fall in fair territory, and a very smart defensive play by Jason Varitek to get the out. If you saw there, you could see that Varitek waited for the ball to drop intentionally. As now Mike Timlin is being rested in the Red Sox bullpen in replacement for Mr. Craig Breslow. Couldn't see the name. That's a ground ball towards second, though, and that will quickly be 2 away as Marlon Anderson grounds out 4-3. Russell Martin at the plate. He's got a walk and a run to this point in the ball game, as this will be pitch number 90 for Josh Beckett. And there it is. That is a strike. 0-1. Ground ball to third. Oh, bobbled by Mike Lowell. The throw to first, not in time and offline. That will be an E5 against Mike Lowell, an overall mediocre, if not embarrassing, defensive play. Mike Lowell took a regular ground ball, booted it, and then his quick and rushed throw to first wasn't even accurate. So pinch hitting for Rudy Cianez will be Andre Ethier, the left-handed batter. Throw back to first, nothing going on there. And that's a strike. 0-1 to the pinch hitter Ethier. That's up and in, 1-1. Ethier in 2008 had 20 home runs, 77 RBIs, and a .305 average. As Beckett up to 93 pitches, I won't be surprised if this will be his last batter if he gets him out. That's a ground ball to second base. They try to tag Martin to no avail, but they do throw to first to get out Ethier. So the Red Sox leave a man stranded. We have played 7 in Los Angeles. Red Sox and Dodgers tied at 2. New pitcher for the Dodgers. This might be the tallest and lankiest man you've seen in a long time. It's Mark Hendrickson, the native of Canada and the former Toronto Blue Jay, who stands at 6'9" and 240 pounds. He also hit a home run for said Blue Jays in 2003. So now the pinch hitter for Josh Beckett is at the plate. They never gave a name on who this man is. Attendance for this night's ball game, 51,197. We thank you for your support here in the Major League Baseball Historical Matchup Series. That's down the right field line for a base hit. For the pinch hitter, that's pretty nice there. Doug Mirabelli is his name, my apologies. But Doug Mirabelli lifts one down the right field line and puts the Red Sox in a good position to score with one on and nobody out. But it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Hendrickson versus Ellsbury here in the top of the 8th. Ellsbury had a leadoff double in the first, but other than that has been rather quiet offensively tonight. The 0-1. That is a strike, and it's 0-2. There's Jonathan Broxton and Scott Pruitt. Excuse me, Scott Proctor. Not Scott Pruitt. Scott Pruitt was a former race car driver who played in very, very different leagues. I believe he was with F1 for a little while and then IndyCar, but also raced in NASCAR in the number 32 car. That's in the dirt. Mirabelli does not go to throw back to first. Nothing availing of that. But it's 2-2. Nobody out. Runner on first. Hendrickson versus Ellsbury. Changeup. Hit towards first. Into right field for a base hit. The lefty-on-lefty matchup does work in the favor of Ellsbury, as now 2 runners are aboard. That will be counted as an error against the first baseman, Nomar Garciaparra. If we take a look here, he just kind of grounds it towards first. He definitely could have gotten his glove on that ball and could have easily picked it up for an out, maybe even a double play, but no, 2 runners on, nobody out, as Julio Lugo steps in here with nobody out. And with none away, he does show bunt, and he grounds it foul towards third, where Anderson sort of just, dusts it off and shoves it towards the dugout. Nothing else is new. He shows bunt again. This time it's fair. Hendrickson has to get out of the way for 1, but not for 2. So they get the runner at second, and they move Doug Mirabelli to third. But now Ellsbury is retired, and Lugo is on first base. So David Ortiz at the plate. He's 0 for 3 in the game. Most recently, a strikeout in the 6th inning. But other than that, a flyout and a lineout, respectively. 1-0 now to Ortiz. They're just trying to make something work, and right now they haven't been able to get it to work. They're trying to get their offense sort of riled up again. They have a great opportunity. With nobody out, with 1 away, and 2 runners on, can't get much better than this, except for the lefty-on-lefty matchups. Check swing by Ortiz. He does not go around, but it is a strike regardless. 1-2. Line drive on the second for 1, and it gets away from him. It gets away from him. The Red Sox take the lead. Ortiz goes to second. It's a throwing error from the Dodgers that give the Red Sox a 3-2 lead. Oh, you have to be kidding me. Look at this. This could have been an easy double play. David Ortiz is not a fast runner. But Nomar throws it to short, and Rafael Furcal throws it past Garciaparra towards the Red Sox dugout. It does not go in the Red Sox dugout, so Ortiz just stays at second. But because of the throwing error, and possibly a fielding error from Nomar, and the throwing error from Rafael Furcal, the Red Sox take an unexpected 3-2 lead thanks to an error. Joe Torre has decided to intentionally walk Mike Lowell. And now J.D. Drew will come up with 2 on and 2 out in another lefty-on-lefty matchup. I can see where Torre is coming from with this. But it's been interesting. David Ortiz, not the fastest runner. Not the, not the fastest lightning in a bottle. But because of the throwing error from Furcal, he gets lucky and gives the Red Sox the lead. Now that does end the inning, but still a very consequential inning for Boston. They score 1. We go to the bottom of the 8th from Dodger Stadium in a 3-2 ball game. New pitcher for Boston, the native of Japan, Hideki Okahima, is on the mound for Boston. Last year in 2008, he had a 64 appearance season with 2.61 ERA, 1 save, and 11 holds. And as the lefty, he will face Juan Pierre to start the bottom of the 8th. There's a strike right there. There's Jonathan Papelbon, the closer, and Mike Timlin warming up for Boston. They've been getting a lot of different guys up in the bullpen for the Red Sox, especially in the later innings, as Pierre shows bunt. Ortiz won't get there in time.